And hello, Star Wars fans, and welcome back to another episode of the Zone TV Entertainment. With me, your host, Jonathan, once again bringing you my top ranking of all the Star Wars movies officially has been released so far. So this is my top list of all the Star Wars movies in whatever order I like to have them in. And I figure I would let you guys know what my favorite Star Wars movies are from worst to best. Or it doesn't really matter what order it is. I love all Star Wars, but I have my ultimate favorites versus my least favorites, but still Star Wars is Star Wars. But before I begin, gotta say shout out, where's our trailer, Marvel? I will continue saying this until Marvel releases the Doomsday trailer. So let's do the countdown and start talking about Star Wars. We have 12 Star Wars movies in theaters that have been released in theaters, but a lot of people kind of forget about one, and that's Clone Wars. So, yeah, the Clone Wars movie before the actual TV show, and then became the ultimate awesomeness of awesomeness. The first movie we got introduced into Ahsoka. So, I'm going to start with that one. My number 13 is going to be Clone Wars. Love the show. Love the movie. That was the first movie I ever saw of, seeing Ahsoka and getting to know more about Anakin and Obi-Wan during the Clone Wars war. Because, when the end of Attack of the Clones, the Clone Wars began. So we didn't really got this kind of story of how, this war between that and before Episode 3. The movie wasn't received well in theaters, making money-wise, but it was received well as oh my God, this will make a great TV show. And it was a Cartoon Network show for many years. People got so mad when it got canceled, I think after 6 seasons at one point. And then when Disney created Disney Plus, they brought it back to give us season 7 that really was yeah, this is the combination that leads into Episode 3, Order 66. We all know the rest. Clone Wars, without that movie, we don't have Clone Wars. We don't get to understand who Ahsoka was, meaning Anakin for the first time, being his apprentice, and him kind of really, I'm getting an apprentice, I'm getting her. Seeing a girl in the Jedi Order for the first time, and seeing her use two different lightsabers. Sorry about the chairs, old. Anyway, so that's number 12. That's number 13. At number 12, I have Solo, A Star Wars Story. Every time I watch Solo, I like it and I don't like it at the same time. Don't get me wrong. I love the Solo character. He's the greatest of all time. Love Harrison Ford. He will always be Solo to me. He will always be Solo. He shot first. So I'm always going to say that. You can argue me for that. I don't care. I know he shot first. I seen it with my own eyes in the original cut of Star Wars. Anyway, when they decided to go him younger, him meeting Chewbacca, we're all like, okay. I thought it was all right, fine. Let me know how he got the Millennium Falcon. Let me know how he met Lando. Still can't believe Lando freaking cheated in that game. But there were some great moments in that movie. And there was some cool stuff in it too. At the end of it, finding out that, at that time period, Darth Maul was going into the underworld and doing his own underworld stuff. So that was mind-boggling, excuse me. So, yeah, Star Wars, A Solo Story was cool. The only really thing I didn't like, I like the actor who played him, but I felt like he tried to do Harrison impersonation too many times, and I wanted him to carry the character his own way, and he just kept trying to honor Harrison Ford, which is cool, but you got to do your own thing if you're going to, play a character that somebody else already played, and try to, not make it your own without trying to copy that person who did it before. Whether they're no longer with us or can't do it anymore. Still, so there you go. At number 11, I have The Last Jedi. A lot of people don't like the sequels trilogy. It was I don't know, 10 years since Revenge of the Sith at that point. And all I thought about at the time, I was like, oh my God, I'm going to live and I get to see freaking new Star Wars movies. 7, 8, and 9 came out, and I was just in tears seeing those movies. And I know The Last Jedi gets a lot of hate, but seeing Luke Skywalker, we were like, yeah, didn't get what we wanted from Luke Skywalker, but him being a broken, old, grumpy guy. You know, we kind of got that, kind of got cheated out of it, but it does have its moments. We do get to have Rey, excuse me. Finding a cold here. Anyway, so that's number 11. And number 10 is The Force Awakens. The Force Awakens is awesome, man. Even though it's basically a copy of episode 4, it's still great. Seeing Rey for the first time, wondering who she is. I'm going to leave you guys a little secret. When I first saw her, I was like, she's going to be a nobody. I thought she was, like, literally, I remember the internet was going nuts. We were all like, oh, she's Obi-Wan's daughter. She's Luke Skywalker's daughter. She's somebody from the Jedi Order's daughter. Or she's somebody... I was always telling my friends, guys, she's going to be a new person. Maybe she'll adopt the Skywalker name or the Obi-Wan name afterwards, to honor them after she becomes a full-on Jedi. My friends thought I was crazy, and guess what happens? We all know. So yeah, The Force Awakens is awesome. I love Kylo Ren. I like the Rey character. I don't care. I think her character was so cool and awesome, and, honestly... It wasn't really Daisy Ridley's fault. It was the writing of the character that was kind of sloppy. And she gets a lot of bad rep for that. So it's not even fair. But the Rey character to me still is awesome. And I hope they bring her back. So yeah, there's that was number 10. At number 9, I have the one that really people pisses off. And that's The Rise of Skywalker. When I first heard that the Emperor was coming back, I was like, wait a minute. Time out. The Emperor's coming back. Now, in my mind, at the time, I was like, this is awesome. I look back at it now. Was it a cash grab? Yes, it was. Yes, it was. Kind of like how Marvel is bringing back Robert Downey Jr. as Doctor Doom. But let's face the facts. He's going to be freaking awesome on that, so I really don't care. But it's kind of like in that vein. But still made $1 billion. And, Rise of Skywalker has some moments. I mean, yes, the lightsaber fights is not as great as the original trilogy or even the prequel trilogy, but still fun to see, But, Rey was just, powerful. And I knew she was going to take the Skywalker name at the end of it anyway. Yeah, people may think that was stupid, but come on. Who else was she going to take the last name of? It's common sense. We all knew this was going to happen. What, you thought Kylo Ren was going to train and go to the good side and train and she's going to take a Solo's name? No. She was going to get trained by Luke and then honor him by taking his last name if he got killed in an epic battle. Never got the epic battle, but at least he took his last name because she knew she had to carry on the Skywalker legacy. Why? Because she's a new hope in a way. So, yeah, there you go. So, that is number 9. So, at number 8, I have the newest Star Wars movie that just came out, and that's The Mandalorian Grogu. This movie's fun. I enjoyed it. I got to see the Mando again. And yes, Grogu's cute. I'm a little tired of him a little bit, but still, he's cute. He was great. Rada the Hutt was awesome. There were some cool moments, and Mando's a badass. So, why the heck not? Still cool. It's Star Wars, and I wanted to finish this freaking show. I wasn't gonna get it on Disney Plus. Oh, go to the movies and watch it on the biggest screen you can. Okay, boom. I went. I saw it. I enjoyed it. So there you go. So that's number 8. At number 7, I have a Star Wars movie that I didn't think I wanted. And after watching it, I just wanted more. And then it ended up giving us a spinoff that is completely the greatest thing that's seen on television. And that's Andor. And then this is the prequel to that. And this is the prequel to Star Wars. And that's Rogue One. Rogue One is the Star Wars movie. We're all like, what the heck is Rogue One? Why do we need a movie before episode 4 of them getting the Death Star play? Why would we care if the Rebels get the... Oh, we care. Oh, we care. It was awesome. This was basically setting up how the Rebels became the Rebels. And they were sick and tired of seeing the Empire rule people's lives and, planets and destroying things. They had this big machine in space. This Death Star taking out people and had plans, trying to make sure to stop that thing. And seeing the Death Star for the first time wipe out a whole planet, that was scary stuff. And then, of course, Vader for the first time before I thought, honestly, watching that scene, I still prefer his entrance in episode 4 better. It's more scarier because we didn't know who he was. That's what made him scary. But we knew who he was during this entrance. Oh, we knew we were in for a ride. And the intensity of that scene was awesome. It was incredible. and I loved every moment of it. So yeah, there you go. So that's number 7. At number 6, we start getting to the point of Star Wars is like they're fun, but they have some issues. Clone Wars. Now, I've said repeatedly multiple times about how much I love Star Wars, and I love the prequels. I do. There was some stuff in the prequels I do not like. There was stuff in those prequels movies, between all 3 of them, I can't stand. You know, I love the lightsaber fights. I love Natalie Portman being our queen. She will always be our queen, excuse me, and we need her to be our queen, so that's great. But there was some stuff about Clone Wars that made no sense to me. But I still carry it in my heart because I went to theaters as a kid to see it. So I was like, yeah, you know, they had to make a Boba Fett before Boba Fett with Django. He's cool, but you know, Count Dooku's great. If it wasn't for I'm telling you, if it wasn't for Clone Wars, the movies aren't like hard to watch. But as you watch the Clone Wars cartoon, you know how badass all those characters are who end up in the prequels. You know that it makes those movies more watchable. So yeah. So, yeah, Clone Wars is definitely up there. That's definitely number 6. At number 4, speaking of prequels, Revenge of the Sith. Revenge of the Sith is probably the best of the sequels, of the prequels. Get to see Anakin's downfall. You know, honestly, every time I watch Darth Vader, I'm like, do I really want to know his backstory? It's too broken. It's too sad. And every time I watch Revenge of the Sith, I'm like, yep. Yeah, still makes no sense to me sometimes about how the Jedi had no idea, you know, about the whole Execute Order 66. And even in the Clone Wars, when they explain it even better, they still make no sense to me. You know, if they're Jedi, they can't sense this nonsense, but okay, whatever. I don't want to go on another rant about Star Wars. Again, I can't. But yeah, Revenge of the Sith is so cool. Him versus Obi-Wan, Yoda versus the Emperor, our queen dying. It's like, oh, you know, great stuff. And then when you add going back to the Clone Wars stuff again, when you add the Clone Wars stuff to it, it makes it more cool. I mean, the fact that Padme's funeral had Ahsoka in it, we don't see it until the cartoon. It's like, oh, still breaks my heart. But yeah, so that's that one. At number 5, I have The Phantom Menace. As a kid, I thought The Phantom Menace was the coolest thing ever. When I first saw Darth Maul ignite that lightsaber, I lost my mind. I was like, 2 lightsabers in one? I lost. I needed the toys. I wanted everything. It was so freaking cool to see that Jar Jar was great. Now we watch him as adults, like, shut up. He won't shut up. But anyway, Clone Wars, you know, Natalie Portman being the queen, Keira Knightley being her double, you know, the fake Queen Amidala. So you remember that. It was just awesome at the time. And, you know, Qui-Gon was great, played by Liam Neeson, you know, before he became Taken movies and, you know, ruined his career. Just kidding. Yeah, Phantom Menace is still fun to watch. I watch it once in a while. It makes no sense either. Pod racing is the best part of that movie, though. But yeah. So there you go. There's that's number 4. Sorry, that's number 5. Yeah, sorry. Number 4 was Revenge of the Sith, so reverse that. Sorry, I apologize. At number 3, it's Star Wars. The movie that started it all. I remember when I first watched, I had the VHS version. Remember the box that had all 3 movies and the original cut, the one with the Yup Yup song from episode 6. You know, when the Ewoks are singing Yup 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 Yup. That one before they changed it. Yeah, still can't stand that. Don't understand why they did that. Before there was no in the Star Wars thing. Before they made some bullcrap nonsense that Han goes like this when they shoot him. Yeah, I saw the original cut. I know the original cut. I'm not dumb. No Mandela effect here. Han shoots first. Go back and find that footage. It's there. You can't miss it. Han shoots first, folks. Remember that. Anyway, Star Wars is awesome. And seeing Darth Vader for the first time just show up and James Earl Jones' deep voice is like, where are the Death Star plans and all that stuff? It's like, oh, so good. That entrance of Darth Vader is still better than Rogue One's. Yeah, come at me. I don't care. I love that scene way better than Rogue One's version. Even though Rogue One's version is great, but come on, him coming out like a boss is like just seeing the dead rebels on the floor. Oh my god, that movie's so great. Yeah. At number 2, Return of the Jedi. Like, what can I say about Return of the Jedi that I haven't seen? When we first meet the Emperor in the other movies, it's like, who is this masked man? Who is this guy? Is this his boss? This guy's cool. Cloak, everything's in the hologram. You don't even know who he is. He's there, and then he shows up. He's like, yeah, Darth Vader's like, yeah, the Emperor's coming. He's pissed off, and you got the first Death Star get blown up. And you see all the Empire guys are like sweating bullets. They're like, Emperor's coming here. Oh, yeah. Oh. I mean, this is before we even knew he fought in the back in the day. You know, before he got busy with, Rey's daddy. Getting Rey's daddy to be born. Having a granddaughter and all that stuff. This is Darth Sidious way before we knew who he really was. Whoo, he was creepy. But man, it was good to see that movie. And in the throne room scene, and then the battle, and what is it, Jar Jar? Them fighting there. Yeah. Oh, it was amazing. And then, of course, they had to cheap it out with the special edition versions with young Anakin. It just, Jabba's palace for the first time, seeing Leia in the ultimate sexy slave outfit. Oh, it was poetry in motion. Love that movie. And, of course, number 1 is the greatest Star Wars movie of all time, Empire Strikes Back. Finding out Luke Skywalker's daddy is Darth Vader was like, as a kid, I couldn't even believe it. As a kid watching that, I'm like, is he telling the truth? My father was like, yeah, definitely. I'm like, oh, I had no idea. I was losing my mind. I mean, everything about Luke Skywalker fighting his father for the first time, not completely trained properly at the time. It was so good. Everything about that movie, the AT-ATs, the snow, creature that Luke fights in the cave, him meeting Yoda for the first time, meeting Lando. Lando was so cool, and Cloud City was awesome. Then you find out he betrays Han, and they were friends, and it's like, what? Yeah, it was so good. And then Han gets frozen in carbonite, meeting Boba Fett for the first time. I was like, who is this guy? Cool looking dude. And it's like, oh my god. And then when you watch there's the Family Guy version, this makes it more funnier and awesomer. But yeah, Empire Strikes Back is always going to be my favorite Star Wars movie of all time. It's the greatest one. Just Luke, I am your father. Iconic scene. It's great. The fights, everything. The kiss between Han and Leia. I love you. I know. Oh, so many great moments. So, yeah, there you go. So, there's my list. So, at number 13, I have Clone Wars. Number 12 is Solo, A Star Wars Story. 11 is The Last Jedi. 10 is The Force Awakens. 9 is Rise of Skywalker. 8 is The Mandalorian Grogu. 7 is Rogue One. 6 is Attack of the Clones. 5 is The Phantom Menace. 4 is Revenge of the Sith. So, remember, I put that backwards, so I apologize. 4 is Revenge of the Sith, sorry. And then 3 is Star Wars. 2 is Return of the Jedi. And number 1 is Empire Strikes Back. That's my list. What is your list? Leave a comment below. Let me know what you guys thought. What's your favorite Star Wars movie? What's your favorite moment from Star Wars? Anything from the TV shows? Have you finished Clone Wars? Did you watch Rebels? Did you watch The Bad Batch? Whatever it is, leave me a comment below. Let me know. Stay tuned for more. Thank you very much. And may the Force be with you.